So, welcome. Today is Thursday, July 31st, and welcome to tonight's VIP crop. Tonight, we are going to be working on Noteworthy Simple Page Kit 7. So, as we always do, we're going to complete the first simple page kit, and then we're going to do a do-over layout, and I will give you all the sizes for those. This one is really basic. You know, in the past couple we've been making frames and U's and L's and all kinds of things. This one is just straight cuts. So this one has our two pre-designed pages. The theme of this one is barbecue, so there's a lot of barbecue stickers with that. The two pages, and then our one pre-designed page. It's cool because it has all this food and everything on here. So again, we'll just turn it over. And like I said, you know what? This is going to be so simple to do. I'm just going to do it right on my mats. And we will cut. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate this page so that we cut 1 and 2. Well, not my trimmer's the wrong way. So we will rotate this. We will cut through 1 and 2, which is at 6 inches. But again, you can just use your sight line, bring it out, make sure you're cutting straight. And we'll cut that in half. These are two 6x6 squares. Still always like using my sight line. There will be one on each side, one on the right, one on the left. The next one is some mats. So we'll cut some 4x6 mats for 3 on one side. 4 is another 4x6 mat. And then we have 2 mats. One can be a journaling box, or you can use them both. These are 3x4, so the red one goes on the left and the mat goes on the right. And this is going to be the fastest page we've ever done, I think, because I think we'll get this one done in like 2 or 3 minutes. So once we get those laid out, we have our 6x6. It's going to line up right with the edge of the dark color on both. It doesn't even overlap to the brown. And then we have one mat up here, which is going to go about like that. We have our journaling box overlapping. We have a picture here, and then we have one here down here, because we're going to leave enough room to put this border, these lights that they have running across the bottom here. And that's how easy this one is. Again, you've got your barbecue that they have, the heading over here, some more stickers, and that you can follow this or do what works on yours. So this one was really easy. That was 3 minutes to do this layout. So what I'm going to do, though, so that we can come back to this, I'm going to take off these sheets. I have not attached them because I always like making sure we're lined up to get this bottom piece. So let's look at the sizes first, so you can take some notes and write them on your copy. So number 1 is a 6x6 as well as 2. 3 and 4 are 4x6s. 5 and 6 are 4x3s. Those are the easy ones. Now, when we look at what we need to cut, this top part here, the fence, the X part, diamond part, that's 2.5, and then the bottom is 2 inches. The dark blue here is 4.5, and the brown is 3. So again, we're just making some straight cuts. So there are a lot of ways that you could do this, because this overlaps. You know, you could paper save and cut underneath. You could use this fence, this diamond piece. You could use a piece on each side as your background, and then just put these 2 pieces across, 2 4.5 and 3-inch piece. So lots of way to do that. What I'm using is Revved Up, and we're just going to keep one here because both sides are exactly the same. So I'm using Revved Up for tonight. I hit my camera. So, and here's the sizes. I'll keep that up here. Let me move down a little bit. Now, so this gray gears piece is what I'm going to use for this fence piece. Now, I only had one piece, or I might have used that on each because we need 2.5, 2, 2.5, 2. I can get that, but I'm going to end up having to build mine on white, or I'm going to have, you know, 3 welds, which is a little bit much for a piece. So I'm going to build on white cardstock. So this piece here, my gears, is going to be 2 2.5-inch pieces and 2 2-inch pieces. Then I'm going to use this red, black, and gray. It's going to be where this piece is, so I need 2 pieces that are 4.5. But I'm going to use the reverse for this brown piece. So I do need to have one of those for each side, only because I'm using front and back. So if you're using 2 different papers, right, you need 9 inches and 6 inches. So I'm using the same. And then I'm just going to use a cranberry cardstock where the cranberry is in the Simple Page Kit, and then I'm going to use the gray for this. So let's see how that works out. So as I said, we're going to go 2 white on my background. So let's get started cutting. And again, this is not going to take very long. So first off, my gears, as I said, is going to be where the fence, where the diamonds is. So I need 2 2.5-inch pieces. And it's not directional. In case I wanted to save the back, this one's not directional. So we're going to go 2.5. And if you wanted to overlap a little bit, you could, but I'm just going to butt mine up to each other. And we're going to have 2.5 for this side. And then we'll have, this would have, it would have probably saved paper if I would have had 2 sheets of this instead of having to build it on white cardstock. And again, if you want to weld all 3 pieces together, sometimes for me that's a little bit too much to weld together. And so we're going to have the 2-inch piece on the bottom. Okay, so then we do have a little piece left over. So now for the middle, where the blue piece was, I'm going to use this one. And yeah, that's the way it's going to go. So I'm going to cut it at 4.5. And I'm going to cut both of them. If you think about it, I need 4.5 and 4.5 is 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can get, if I do 4.5, 4.5, and 3, I only have to use 3 inches off that other piece. So we're going to go 4.5 for each side. Then I'll have this 3-inch piece to go in here. This one, I'll only have to cut 3 inches. So I just want to make sure it's kind of going the same, because there's not a direction. This one's hurting my eyes, but it's kind of like a color. So now I have all of this sheet left over. I mean, that's your base page. If we take a look at the one underneath, I take this one off, and there we go. So I have my 2.5-inch, a 4.5-inch, my 3-inch, and my 2-inch. And again, you can weld. I might try later. I'm going to maybe try one piece and see if welding, and then versus using white cardstock. So that's all I need to do is cut my mats. So out of the gray, we were cutting 2 6x6s. So you only need a half a sheet of the gray. I still think this is one of the simplest ones we've had in a while. But I think this would be really cool. And I'm just using cardstock, and I was hoping that that would be enough here. And so we'll put one on each side. And then the cranberry, we're going to go 2 4x6 mats, and I'll have those all posted for you if you don't have those written down. So we're going to do 2 4x6s. 4x6. And then the next one, I guess I could have cut it the other way. If you haven't cut it yet, I would cut it the 6-inch way and go 4, 4, and 4. So I kind of used a little bit extra paper, but having an extra 4x3 mat isn't bad. But I could have probably cut it a little bit better, because these ones are going to be 3x3. And actually, we're only going to do one 3-inch one. And I'm going to think about the other one. I have an idea. So let's get these laid out and see what I was thinking. So we want this one back, my Revved Up. So Again, because they're not attached, they're moved all over the place. My 6 by 6 is going to go right here. My 6 by 6 will go right here. This one would be good for peekaboo pockets, especially on this one. Peekaboo pockets would work really well. And then we have our mats. So we have one here, one here. The red one goes here. So here's my options. So if we looked here, we had this blue one, right? That was a journaling box. So my two thoughts were, I could just quickly cut this. I could just do another red one here. All right, if you look at this, how we had the blue. I could do another red one. I can't do gray because it's gray on gray. Or I was, you know, maybe I could do a black one here. So something here for a journaling box or an extra picture. And that is basically this one. Very easy to do. So if you had some scraps left over of pieces that you could use for this one, I mean, that's how simple. And then I did have some Revved Up. Let me just take a look because I had my Revved Up. And we could go, you know, start your engines. Should always have them driving into, not off of your page. And then I had another one here. There's a finish line. Could go up a little higher. What else do I have? Steering wheel note. Or actually, this one is kind of good. But so that is Simple Page Kit 7, and this one was very simple. So I'd like to see what you create. I will have both of these posted in my VIP group. That's 12 minutes, and we got 4 pages done in 12 minutes. I think that's got to be a record. But thanks for joining me tonight. I hope this was a simple page that you can use. There's a lot of uses for this kind of page. Very simple and easy to use. So thanks for joining me. Happy scrapping, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.